Last time on Steely's Corner.
Hell yeah! Crossbow!
Open wide, baby.
No mercy, bitch!
You usually have to pay extra for that. Vampires don't sparkle. I said it. Episode 10, when we review Tales from the Darkside, the movie. Ed Poole, what did you do? Okay, I tried to return it to Tom Brady's house, but the jerk is never home. He's always on the road, and he won't answer any of my texts. Maybe I shouldn't lead with the nudes. But anyway, I started reading up on this thing, and it got me thinking, maybe it could serve some other purpose. And then it kinda turned into a fustercluck. Well, I would say it's a fustercluck. Look what you did to AJ and Jokester.
This is bullshit. I really feel funny.
You had better fix this, and fix it now. Okay, no problem. I got this. Oh yeah. Micka licka hi licka hiney ho.
Nope. Better, but still not quite it. Yep, I still feel phenomenal. Phenomenally small.
Am I gonna have to do this on my own? Wait, Terry, you watched the movie, right? You watched the DVD I gave you. DVD? I watched the tape. Tape? What tape? Oh my god. I think I watched the wrong tape. You watched the tape? I gave you a DVD. Oh my god. I guess I have to do this on my own. Day 10, we are going to do
Tales from the Darkside.
Shoot Me. In 1990, the spiritual successor to the Creepshow series was born, given a new title from a popular television horror show, Tales from the Darkside. Now, the reason we say that this is a spiritual successor is because a lot of the contributors to making this anthology-type movie, which is very similar to the Creepshow movies, had a lot of the same people that worked on the Creepshow movies. There were screenplays and adaptations from both George A. Romero and Stephen King. Also, one of the producers that worked on both Creepshow films was executive producer of this, and Tom Savini was not necessarily hands-on involved, but was a consultant over some of the creature effects and special effects throughout the movie. So you're getting basically the whole team here, just with a little bit of a different setup. Because let's be honest, for any of you that has seen the actual Creepshow 3, we know it actually really sucked. It was a movie called Creepshow 3 in name only. This is the real Creepshow 3. Well, I do actually have footage of the real Creepshow 3. Here, check it out. The movie's setup and premise is kind of like an ode to 1001 Arabian Nights, which is a story about a queen who is sent to execution, and to prolong her inevitable death by her husband, the king, she tells him 1001 stories to constantly delay her execution and hopefully change his mind about, him cutting her head off. But instead of a princess in this case, we get one of the Lawrence brothers, Matthew, before he became a serious actor. He's trapped in a Hansel and Gretel type situation with a witch, a modern day version of a witch, played by Debbie Harry, who we all know a lot better as Blondie. She wants to eat one of the Lawrence brothers. She definitely still has a heart of glass. Unlike the Creepshow movies, this one only has 3 stories in it where the other 2 had 5. So they're a little bit longer and a little bit more in-depth, but still have surprise and abrupt endings in them. The first story focuses around Steve Buscemi, who oddly enough, isn't the creepiest person in this movie. Definitely a switch for him. He co-stars along Christian Slater and some blonde douchebag, and Julianne Moore, famous for being in the Hannibal series. The setup is that Christian Slater and blonde D-bag here have somehow concocted a plan to steal a fellowship and scholarship by forging a term paper and turning it in, which in essence booted Steve Buscemi's character out of the running for said fellowship. Feeling scorned and torn, he still tries to confront his bullies by showing them that he really actually deserved it. He is actually the volunteer curator for the college's museum. He collects different artifacts from different ancient time periods, the Romans, the Egyptians, all different kinds of things, and he just got a brand new lot in. And it's a freaking mummy. We later find out that Julianne Moore is this douchebag's girlfriend and sister of Christian Slater's character. I guess this was before she got dirt digglered. Anyway, she was responsible for writing the term paper that got Steve Buscemi kicked out. Later that night, Steve Buscemi is going through all the different things that he finds inside of the sarcophagus. Decoding and reading some of the ancient tomes that were inside of the sarcophagus makes the mummy spring to life. Having a vengeful heart, Steve sends the mummy to do his dirty work, offing both the douchebag and Julianne Moore. Crazy, unbelievably, horribly Egyptian style. Then we return to Christian Slater's character. Well, let's hope Christian Slater can stay in college. The last two high schools he was in, he made a pirate radio station and tried to blow up the joint. Shouldn't you be doing something else? Once Christian Slater's character realizes that his best friend and his sister are dead, he decides to get revenge on Steve Buscemi, which doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, why don't you just have the frickin' guy arrested? You found your best friend's dead body and your sister's dead body. It doesn't make any sense to me.
You found a dead... Now, most people, when they find a dead body in their house, they call 911. But you didn't do that, did you?
We're gonna skip ahead to the next story because I don't want to tell you the ending of that one. This next story centers around a hitman, played by David Jensen, who is famous for his Hot 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 song as Buster Poindexter, and for being in Car 54, Where Are You? Okay, let's just be honest. The only reason he's famous is because his best friend was Bill Murray. He is hired by William Hickey, who in this movie portrays a pharmaceutical mogul who has tested his highly addictive prescription drug on thousands of cats. And now, he's got a new target for this hitman.
Your victim is right behind you.
That's right, he just got scared by a big black pussy. Cat. Sorry. We find out that this cat has just randomly showed up. Even though they've shooed him out of the house, it keeps coming back.
The cat came back.
The very next day, the cat came back. Yeah, the only fear I ever actually have of a cat maybe killing somebody is running underneath their feet, and oh my god, they actually did that. So this cat is really a homicidal murderer. I mean, it's a cat, but apparently it's pissed off that all of its friends had died, killing all the inhabitants in the house except for William Hickey, and now it's up to good old Buster Poindexter to take the cat out, with some disturbing ramifications.
Matter of time.
Meanwhile, back in our wraparound story, we get some very stilted and wooden acting from both Blondie and Matthew Lawrence. Don't worry, buddy. Boy Meets World's just a decade away. Finally, our last story. This one's kind of strange to me because it has a really good horror element in the very beginning, but then the majority of it is a freaking love story. We see James Remar, famous for being in Sex and the City and in Mortal Kombat 2. Well, I wouldn't say you would want to be acknowledged for that. That movie was horrible. Anyway, point being, he is a fledgling and failing artist who just got dropped by his agent. Goes to a bar to drink away his sorrows, and after the barkeeper tells him it's lights out, they both head off into an alley, where they run into this.
Jesus! And let you go. You must swear you'll never see your son.
The gargoyle chooses to spare Remar's life if he promises that he will never tell absolutely anybody about what he had saw. Moments later, he runs into 90s it girl Rae Dawn Chong. That's Rae Dawn Chong? I thought it was an Asian dude. Shouldn't you be doing something else right now? Oh, yeah, you're right. I got it. Informer, you know my daddy's snowman, I'm a player. I lick your bum bum down. I don't think it worked. Oh my god. I watched the wrong tape. Anyway, after a slightly awkward exchange, the two decide to spend the night together. And then a one-night stand turns into 10 years of bliss. They get married, they have 2 children, and the night terror that happened to him with the gargoyle in the alley has been the inspiration for his new line of art, and it has been booming and off the chain, until he makes the stupid freaking decision to tell his beloved about what actually happened, with very devastating consequences.
You promised you'd never tell!
Oh, God.
I'll tell you what, Christopher Lambert would not have put up with this shit. That's why he's the real Raiden. Well guys, I'm gonna stop right there, because again, I don't want to give away the ending to this thing, so Matthew Lawrence's fate, just like in real life right now, is kind of up in the air. Well, his career, I really don't hope he dies or anything. Tales from the Darkside was a moderate success, making over $16 million on a $3 million budget, but it was kind of slept on. With a 43% on Rotten Tomatoes, it still is a fun watch, and in my honest opinion, yes, the actual Creepshow 3. Don't watch the real Creepshow 3. It is just bleh. At an hour and 33 minutes, you can catch Tales from the Darkside on Cinemax, On Demand, and Hulu right now. Now, I just gotta figure out what the heck to do with this thing. I got 3 of my guys down. Terry, I don't even care. Whatever it is, you do the next episode while I try to figure this crap out, okay? Like, share, and subscribe, guys. See you next time. Be good to each other. I can't do the next episode because I watched the wrong tape. Hello?